tired people.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Elizabeth. I make mom and lifestyle videos, so if you enjoy that kind of content, make sure you subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for your support. I'm mom to a toddler Dominic and a little girl Elena. In this video, I'll be giving our 1 month updates. I'll start with Elena and how she's been doing, and then go over mine, how I've been doing with my recovery and postpartum. Elena just had her 1 month doctor's appointment, and I'm glad to say everything is looking great. She weighs 7 pounds 9 ounces now. When she was born, she was only 6 pounds 7 ounces. She's currently in the 8th percentile, which Dominic was only in around the 2nd to 3rd percentile at this age, and he was actually dropping, so we had to supplement with formula. But for her, she was up a little bit in her percentile weight from our last visit at 11 days. So the doctor is very happy with that. I'm very happy with that. We haven't had to supplement her with any formula. I'll talk a little bit more about how our nursing has gone a little bit later. For her height, she's grown over an inch, and I can tell that she's getting taller because she is fitting in her car seat better. When we took her home from the hospital, there was hardly any room in between the buckle and the straps. She was very, very tiny, but we're actually going to have to put the car seat up to the next rung pretty soon because she's growing so much taller. When she was born, she was swimming in her newborn clothes. She's still in newborn clothes now, but they're fitting pretty much perfectly, so they'll start to get too tight pretty soon, and we'll need to move into 0 to 3 months. She has a very strong neck. She holds it up really well. Like, I don't even have to help her support her neck very much. Even the doctor was impressed at her doctor's appointment, said that most babies her age still flop their heads around a bit. That's been a big difference between Dominic and her. Dominic had to have a lot of head support up until over 2 months. And it was a bit frustrating just because constantly needing to give their neck a lot of support is difficult when you're carrying around, changing positions, nursing. So that is one thing that has been a lot easier with her. Look at you, look at that strong neck. She also sleeps a little bit better than Dominic. I've noticed as far as her feeding, lately she's been cluster feeding in the afternoon and just wants to nurse pretty much all afternoon, but then she sleeps a bit better at night. She's been sleeping about 3 to 4 hours at a time. She started to push with her feet some and build her leg muscles. I put her in the baby wrap almost every day. I actually recently did a review for a baby wrap from Mom Cozy, so make sure to check that out. I'll put the link in the description. She loves that. That helps me get a little bit of light cleaning done around the house. I've also taken her for a walk in it a few times. And I also recently got a double stroller. We didn't have one of those. I got the Baby Trend sit and stand stroller. The nice thing about that one is you could actually put a car seat in it, or you can do it with 2 regular stroller seats, or you can have a regular stroller seat up front and then have the older kid stand up in the back. So we had it with her in the car seat and then Dominic in the front stroller seat. We took them for a walk the other day, and Dominic had an absolute blast. He was just happy that he had a new stroller. I'm all about finding deals, so I didn't buy it new. It's regular $170 new. I found it on Facebook Marketplace for $40, and it looked like it had barely been used. So I just wiped off the trays and wiped off the handlebars, and we were good to go. As far as a couple things with her physically, her hair is pretty dark. It's about the same color as Dominic's. I think it's a little bit shorter than his was, and maybe a little bit thicker, but pretty much the same color. Now, when his newborn baby hair came out, he got lighter hair after that, so it'll be interesting to see if she gets lighter hair or if it stays about the same color. Her eyes are definitely darker than Dominic's. Dominic was born with baby blue eyes, and he still has kind of bluish gray eyes now. And her eyes are a bit darker. To me, they look like a really dark gray or a dark brown. Let me know in the comments what color you guys think her eyes are, but I'm pretty sure they will turn into brown. About a week ago, she started getting her baby acne, so she is looking a little bit struggly right now with that, but that's okay. It'll probably go away in a few weeks or a month. That's about how long Dominic's lasted. I wanted to talk about nursing a little bit and just how different it has been with my second baby versus my first. With Dominic, it was a big struggle the first few weeks, even into about 2 months. I was sore and cracked. I had a couple lactation consultants check his latch, and his latch was good. So I think it was just being a new mom and getting used to nursing took a lot of time. I also had a lymph backup, and I think part of the reason that caused it was I was wearing too tight of bras. It was causing me, especially on my left side, to have extreme pain when I was nursing. Honestly, I couldn't take much longer of it. If I would have had another week or 2 of it, I probably would have had to stop nursing. But I had no idea what was causing it. I knew it wasn't mastitis because I didn't have a fever. I talked to Dominic's pediatrician, I talked to my midwife, And then finally, I mentioned it to my chiropractor, and she actually was the one that figured out that I had a lymph backup. So it manifests like in your kind of in your shoulder area. She was able to really massage my shoulder, and it was relatively painful, but that helped clear it up. And then I made sure to only wear looser bras. After going to the chiropractor once, that helped a lot. I still had some pain after a couple weeks, and 1 or 2 more chiropractor adjustments, it went away completely. So from the start, this time, I bought an extra Kindred Bravely French Terry bra. I'll put a link to that one below. That's my favorite. I got it a size bigger than I normally get, so it would be nice and loose. And it's stretchy too, so it's super comfortable, super easy for nursing, and I didn't have to worry about it being too tight and causing another lymph backup. So this time around, I really haven't had any pain at all. Elena has had a great latch. It has been a night and day difference. So I'm very glad that breastfeeding has been much easier and much better this time around. I also wanted to mention something I started doing the other day. I have a silicone pump. It's basically just a generic caca, if you've ever heard of that. What that does is it suctions on one side while you nurse on the other side. The baby's letdown on one side will cause it to collect milk on the other side. I don't do it during the afternoon because that's when she needs a lot of milk. I've been using it once in the evening and once in the morning. I've been getting about 3/4 to an ounce each time. It's like 1.5, 2 ounces for the day. And she's perfectly satisfied with just nursing on one side, and then she falls asleep. So I know she's still getting enough. I used it some with Dominic, but when I used it, he was still hungry. So I ended up just having to immediately give him the milk. I've already gotten enough milk to stick a serving in the freezer, and I almost have enough for another serving. It's nice to have a few bottles in case I would want to go out and be away from her for more than about 2 hours. That's about everything as far as Elena's update, so I wanted to talk about how I've been doing a bit. As far as my physical recovery and my pain, that has been so much better than it was with Dominic. With Dominic, I had a bad 3rd-degree tear, and then I actually was able to give birth to him without an epidural or without any pain medication, but then I needed a spinal for repair. I talk all about it in his birth story. I'll put that in the cards in the description, so check that out. But anyway, because of that, recovery was extremely difficult. I couldn't walk in the hospital room the first day, and just the first couple weeks, I was mostly on the couch, couldn't really do anything for myself. I had to have my mom or my sister or my husband bringing me food, refilling my water bottle, so that was pretty rough. With her, I only had a 2nd-degree tear. I also didn't have an epidural or a spinal, so I was able to walk around my room that same day. Of course, I've still had some pain, but it's been much better comparatively. I was able to stop taking Tylenol and ibuprofen after about a week, and I only took the full dose for a few days. As far as my weight, I was around 160 pounds when she was born, and since then I've been about 150. Some people just magically lose weight when they are breastfeeding, and I am not one of those people. I get really hungry. I don't even feel like I'm eating a ton of food, but I'm also not doing my normal exercise routine either, so I found it really hard to actually lose weight when I'm breastfeeding unless I'm really trying. But I don't want to worry about my supply getting lower because I'm trying to lose weight. So I'm not really going to try it right now, but I have noticed I'm getting just a tiny bit of knee pain, so I might try and lose just a couple pounds to not have to worry about my knees hurting. I think I'll probably start incorporating more exercise into my routine pretty soon. I've been walking a little bit, especially when it's nice outside. It's still winter, it's still only the middle of March, but we're starting to have more nicer days. Hopefully spring is around the corner and I'll be able to get outside and walk most days. I also want to start my strength training again. I love strength training. I haven't joined the Y again since the pandemic. I'm planning on joining again after I get fully vaccinated and taking the classes to build my strength up. But in the meantime, I do have some weights here at home, so I'll probably start doing a little bit with that. It is hard with 2 kids though, so I'm going to definitely have to make time for it. In the meantime, I guess I'll just have to use Elena as my weight for strength training. We'll see how that goes. We all went to the chiropractor a couple weeks ago and got adjusted. She said that Elena looked good. She just had to do a couple little adjustments for her. For me, it was a little bit painful because she did a lot of adjustments to help get my abs back in place and to help my balance get back to normal. Before that, I had been losing my balance just a little bit, and it has been better since that chiropractor adjustment. For the time being, I've been going to the chiropractor about every 2 weeks. That seems to work out pretty well. As far as how I'm doing emotionally, it's a little bit up and down, just because I can get overwhelmed sometimes with having 2 kids. But as I talked about, the nursing being so much easier, that has really helped my emotions be a lot better this time around. It definitely got a bit tough with Dominic at times with the nursing being so difficult. But overall, I feel like I'm doing pretty good emotionally. Here's how my 1-month belly is looking. Still a little bit flabby, a little bit of extra skin, but oh well. And from the side. That's everything for our 1 month updates. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe.